Google Plus, usually the platform that gets left out quite a bit and forgotten about. However, it's still very, very effective in a lot of different ways. We're going to talk about in this video how to use Google Plus into prospecting and turning a cold lead into a hot lead. So let's jump right into it. As you can see here, we're logged into our Google Plus account. So I'm going to ask you guys to do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to search for people. So if you've never spent time in Google Plus, I would definitely recommend you do that. Really, quite simply, you can go. What you can do is you can search for people in Let me try that again. You can search for people in a couple different ways. You can go and search for their name right up here. So if you know their name, let's say we're putting in George Zamron, or even let's do Mason Cole here. Or we could do, let's do Mason. So we click for Mason here. And what we'll see is we'll have to look at his profile. So let's say we already know him, or we know of him, and what we can do is we can sit here, we can look through his profile, we can see his name, where he went to school, we can see the last time he posted, which was a week ago, a little over a week ago. And we can see what he's posting here. He's not very consistent on his post. Which is not very uncommon. We go to About, we can see who we have in common here. We can see who's in his circles, who have him in their circles. We can get the contact information, communities that he's in, more basic information, and then links, of course. So we can get all that common information out there. We can even see maybe some of the videos that he might have associated here, as long as they're with his the same Google account, which looks like there's nothing there. So we would take a look. We can add him to a circle, but what we would want to do as far as approaching him is, you can see right here there's the Hangout, and we would click on Hangout. Now, Hangouts are just another way of is chatting with people, and what you'll see is that you can type in the little box at the bottom, and he might not be on right now, but we can leave him a message and he'll get it and he'll come back. When he comes on in there, he'll find it, or he'll get an email directly from Google Plus saying that there was a message left for him. So it will get to him, and it will get to him directly. But there are possibilities where people are actually logged on that you can start to have a conversation with them. And that's really to the extent of the prospecting that you can do here, is searching for people either by their name. Also, let's show, if we go here to people, we can click out of this and we can get suggestions. We can find from jobs, added me, Gmail Hangouts. We can do, let's do business. So we can click in business, and we might get, we'll get more pages that pop up, or general aspects of this. What would be good is that, what's a great idea is, let's say, let's do, here's a good one. Crane's Cleveland business. So what we can do is we can click on something like this. If we typed in a key phrase, and we can go to who has them in their circles. And this is where we can start to see people. So like Whispering Pines Dental. We can click on that person's page and start to see, all right, so they're a dentist's office. This is a page. What we can do is we can write a review. We can share this post, directions, star this place. So what you can see here is that on a page like this, which this is a page, this is a local business, this is not a personal page, But this, this is a business, and we could still prospect with them. And what we can do is we can start to have a conversation with them. What we notice here, which doesn't really help us, is that they're not very active on here. If they were, let's say hypothetically, what we could do is we can +1 this. We could leave a comment saying, Happy New Year to you too. Hope been a couple months, but hope 2015 is off to a rocking, to an amazing, if I can spell, amazing start. So we can post a comment there. They will definitely see that and come back to it, and they might check you out. They might respond to you, and that's where you can start to have that conversation. That's imperative throughout all these channels, whether you're on Twitter, LinkedIn, or Google Plus, is about starting a conversation, getting them to notice you. You might want to follow them or add them to a circle. Let's go back here to our other place, the Cleveland. Let's find out. Let's find an individual here. So here, Cecilia. She is a real estate agent, and so we would click on here. Works at Remax, lives in Cleveland, Ohio. Again, not very active. The difference here is with a page and a person. With a person, you can actually click on the Hangout and start a conversation right away. And this is great. This is a private conversation. And what eventually can happen is that you can actually make a phone call from within here. You can even do a video call. So once you guys start to have that conversation, you don't even need to leave Google Hangouts to take that interaction to another form of communication, which we talked about in the strategy. You can do it right within here. So you can go video call their phone, so you can get their phone number because it's listed right there. So you can even call her right away if you wanted to. But again, we talked about turning this from a cold lead into a hot lead. That might not be the best case. But you would approach her in the same manner, in the sense of, saying hi, asking her a little bit about her business, starting a conversation, seeing if there's maybe some networking opportunities there. So you can talk to her and say, how are you working with individuals, or do you work with any businesses? Or, you have to, obviously it's going to be different for everyone, and I'm just using her as an example. But I could start off the conversation, hey, do you work with any businesses at all in the commercial side of things? If so, I might be of help. I'm doing some work in Cleveland, and go from there. And that way you can start with that networking approach, or perhaps there is an event that you want to invite her to. So you start a conversation, ask her how business is going, how long she's been in there, maybe, and usually you can find out some of that information. I would highly recommend you find that information out first, like how long she's been in business, and ask her more in depth. So do that, do your research, do your approach, and there you have it. This is a great way you can use, if you can't find people right off the bat, or you don't know their name, you can jump onto communities as well, besides just pages or general topics. So the general topics would be like business that we search for here. Communities are another opportunity here, which you can jump in, and you can look for different communities. You can search for names specifically around there. You might already be in a few communities, and so that'll be really helpful to finding people to have conversations with, and finding prospects to network with. So there you have it, real quick synopsis of Google Plus and how to use it for prospecting purposes. It's definitely a great opportunity. There are people on here that are active, although I didn't find any great examples right off the bat. There are definitely people who are on here who are active, who are good users, and those people are typically people who are going to be in community, so this would be a great place to start. So start there, look from within, unless you know them right off the bat, and start to have that conversation with them. It's just another way of getting in touch with them. You will find that people who are in Google Plus aren't necessarily always on LinkedIn or even on Twitter, or they're more active on here, or they're more responsive. You know, you might not get a response from somebody on Twitter, and you could turn to them on Google Plus. They might be more responsive there. That's definitely the case, and a great opportunity. So there you have it. If you haven't already checked out the LinkedIn and the Twitter video, be sure to do that. Don't forget, visit the website for a ton of other information on there. We got a bunch of free content that you can learn how to really market and pull everything together, from analytics to AdWords to these prospecting tools and different marketing channels. So make sure you check that out. It's BrandonMLewin.com. Lewin as Lewin. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And there you have it. Until next time, peace.